This is Mark Bell, SuperTraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West. I'm going to share with you some of the products from HowMuchYouBench.net and some new things that we have coming out. First thing I want to talk about is the elbow sleeve. Sometimes a little bit of confusion on where the elbow sleeve goes, which there shouldn't be because it's called an elbow sleeve. By the way, just a side note, I'm not wearing any underwear. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but anyway. The elbow sleeve is going to go right here on the elbow, but what a lot of people don't always understand about elbow pain, you have pain right here, sometimes it could be pain here, sometimes it could be pain here, so play around with some different spots that you put it on. This one right here is a size 6. I actually wear the 5.5 and the 6. 5.5 for benching usually I wear the 6 for deadlifts and squats. You know, when you squat and your elbows are pinned back behind you, you're going to get a lot of pain in there as well. So it's always good to take some precaution and to protect yourself before you wreck yourself, as I like to say. So normally for me, I'll wear it right about here, and I'll wear it, during a training session. If you feel or you see discoloring in the skin, then you're losing some circulation, and it's time to pull that thing down and give yourself some relief. So you just reach in there, and if you're a little sweaty, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult to pull down. Let the hand come back to life, and then go back and do your set again. Something that's great about these as well, which my wife actually discovered, is that you can wear these just as some slight compression, just for when you're around the house and stuff. She had a lot of knee pain, and she took this compression band and just put it right here, and she'd wear it throughout the day, on and off. And I've actually been doing the same thing for my elbow, and I've noticed a relief in pain. And I'll wear it right here for about 10 minutes or so. I'll wear it up a little higher for about 10 minutes or so. But if you are going to order these, I would suggest ordering 2 different sizes. Make sure you are measuring right here on this chunk of your elbow. It's okay if it's going to be a little bit tough to slide it up your forearm, but you want some decent compression right there. So this is the elbow sleeve from HowMuchYouBench.net. It can help a lot with tendonitis, and it can help just to kind of alleviate elbow pain. It's also going to allow you to overload slightly. You're going to be able to handle a little bit more weight when you're using these. Now here we got the Gangstar Wraps, and these are brand new from HowMuchYouBench.net. And all the wraps that we have on HowMuchYouBench.net have a very special feature to them. The special feature is they have extra long Velcro. I put that on there because I am a genius. The extra long Velcro allows you to put it anywhere that you want. So you can take this wrap and you can wrap it around your knee, wrap it around your elbow, your forearm, wherever you have pain. If you do decide to wrap this around your elbow, it's going to be much stronger than the elbow sleeve I just showed you. Actually, I've noticed about a 5% increase in strength just from doing that. Now with this specialized thumb loop that I have on all my wrist wraps, there's some different things you can do with it. You can use it as a regular thumb loop. To save the longevity of the thumb loop, I like to grab the material and then start to pull and then put my wrist wrap on. I'll spare you how long it takes to put on a wrist wrap properly, but I'll show you that in just a second. You can also slide your whole hand through here. Now what this does, I used to box, believe it or not. Kevin Rooney, maybe you've heard of him, and if you haven't, maybe you've heard of the guy that used to train, Mike Tyson. But when I used to box, you wouldn't just wrap your wrist to box, to get in a boxing glove. You'd wrap your whole hand and your wrist to get a lot of support. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to be able to wrap a little bit of my hand as well as my wrist. I'll be able to get it nice and high. The way I always prefer to wrap a wrist is to wrap gently first, then go back and really pull out a lot of that material. This wrap in particular, the Gangstar Wrap, only comes as a 36-inch wrap. So now we're really locked in. And if the federation that you're in really wants you to pull the strap off, sometimes that thumb loop can be very difficult. This is actually very simple, and we're out, we're clear. If they want you to move this out of the way, you can tuck it in. If they want you to do anything else, you can punch them in the face. So again, that's the Gangstar Wrap from HowMuchYouBench.net, and that is a 36-inch wrap. Got a little bit more to show you here. This is a prototype of an angled sleeve slingshot. This will be called the full bore, and it's going to come in this color. It's going to be yellow. It's named after my brother Chris. We call him the boar because he's short and he's fat and he looks like a pig. But the angled sleeve is going to allow you to do some different things. It's going to allow for the slingshot to be a little bit more comfortable. I'll kind of show you here. You can slide the slingshot up a little bit higher. What I've noticed by dealing with hundreds of athletes now with the slingshot is sometimes it gets caught up here, especially for guys that have bigger arms. And it's almost too low for some guys. Now some power lifters actually like having it down low. They get more out of it and they can bench more that way. And that's fine. But for a lot of other guys out there, guys that are new to the slingshot, guys who never tried it, I really like to see them wear it on their bicep. So this angled sleeve is now going to allow you to wear it on your bicep, but have it be contoured to your elbow. There's a lot of space, a lot of times, with the regular slingshot in here. With this one, you won't have as much space. This particular one I'm putting on now is a 3X, so it's going to be a little bit big on me, but just for demo purposes, I'm going to put it on. I've also am going to start to bring back this loop here. The loop used to be out here, and that's where everybody thought that your elbow goes. And so I wanted to clear that up, and I actually moved it over here. This is kind of a natural spot that you can grab a hold of. Slide 2 fingers in there and be gentle. And so now, what you're going to notice is, with this particular slingshot, we can even get the elbows out. So if you wanted to take it to a powerlifting meet and wear it at a powerlifting meet, it would technically be legal. You'd have to check with the people that run that particular federation to double check, but technically you could. They'd have to tell you why you couldn't. So the angled sleeve is going to give us a little more pop out of the bottom. It's going to lay flatter. You know, the other slingshot a lot of times ends up like this, and on bigger guys or guys that like to bench high, it'll kind of do this kind of thing. This one, even if you want to bench high, it's going to lay nice and flat across here as you're coming down the bench press. So that's coming out pretty soon. And the last thing I want to share with you is the Reebok shoe that Jesse Burdick and myself helped design. You can see it has a very large toe box. It's very wide. A lot of guys are spilling out of the sides with their fat feet wearing Chuck Taylors. You won't have this problem anymore. You can also see, and get in close here, you can see it's flanged out slightly. That's a design that Burdick and I felt that would help you from rolling on your ankle too much. It's also flanged out here as well. It also has some special grip on the bottom. This is not just a painted chuck. It's not just painted a different color, suckers. It actually has suction cup underneath here, if you can see. This one in particular is made out of canvas, so it's not going to have the wear and tear of a Chuck Taylor and a wear and tear of some of the other shoes you see some other guys wearing. Again, you'll notice the extra large toe box, nice and wide for those of you who have fat feet. I always have to order a 13 whenever I get a shoe. And this one in particular is a 13, but because it's so wide, I could have actually wore a 12 and had it be a little bit snugger. And another thing to notice about this, it's going to be really hard to see this part of it, but this feature is probably the best feature of it. Your foot will actually be sitting in a valley of rubber. Your foot will actually be underneath this rubber that's in here. Maybe not underneath all of it. We're still talking about raising it up and making it a little bit higher. But your foot will actually be encased in the rubber a little bit. Whereas with a Chuck Taylor, you're basically just standing on a chunk of rubber. You'll actually be standing inside a piece of rubber on this one, and it's going to allow for more traction. It's going to allow for more torque with your hips. You're going to be able to screw your feet better into the floor for sumo deadlifts and for wide stance squats. That's all I got for today. That's it from supertraining.tv and howmuchyoubench.net. Later.